Prashant, you can ask the next question.
Yeah, in one of your videos, you had said that liberation and enlightenment are different in the sense that enlightenment happens suddenly, like how the fruit ripens and it falls down, whereas liberation is a continuous process. I was under the impression that both these things are same. So could
This
you please?
English words, no? Your question is liberation and enlightenment. Are one and the same or different? How they are
Yes,
different or how they are same? Okay.
correct.
See this when the Sanskrit words and Sanskrit language is translated to English, it's totally confusing. Okay. We have to be precise in what we say. So liberation in Sanskrit is called moksha. Okay, moksha. Somebody starts the process of liberation with a desire for moksha. It's called mumukshatva. Right?
Yeah.
So now the moksha is not what something you can get. Because what you get, you lose. So moksha or liberation is not an attainment. It is not something which you get. For example, I can get a new car. I can get a new house. Moksha I cannot get, because if I get something, I lose something. Are we clear?
Yeah.
The whole concept that I got liberation is false. It's impossible. Then liberation is not permanent. So in liberation or moksha, you realize that I was never bound. I was always free. Momentarily, I forgot my nature, and out of unconsciousness, I thought I am bound. So its recognition of your true nature is called mumukshatva. It's called moksha. Are you clear?
Yeah.
So, but the problem is, the person who started the spiritual journey, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know he's already free. He is under the illusion that he is suffering. He is in samsara. And he has heard these teachings, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, janashanam, again and again you take a birth. It's a teaching of Sanatana Dharma, where until you are liberated fully, you'll again and again take birth, life after life. It's again repeated cycle of birth. Right? So this repeated cycle of birth happens due to karma. So now, he knows that repeated cycle of birth will happen until they get a moksha, liberation. So he is starting for seeking moksha. Because for him, person who is starting the journey, moksha is an attainment. It's not the nature. Is it clear?
Yeah.
He doesn't know it's self-nature. Right? If it's self-nature, why will you do journey? You will not do journey at all. So he is doing a journey for liberation. People will leave their house, they'll go to Himalayas, they'll go to cave, they'll become monks, they will take Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. They will do various types of sadhana for moksha, looking for liberation. Right?
Yeah.
So now, where is the bondage? We have to understand. Bondage is mana eva karanam manushana bandha mokshayo. Mind alone is the cause of bondage and liberation. The mind is superimposed on the Atma. Atma is like a screen. The mind is superimposed on that. Nothing happens to screen. But screen is not visible, evident, because of the superimposition. So all spiritual sadhana happen at a mind level. Getting clear in the mind, called Chitta Shuddhi, or becoming free from the mind, called Manonasha. Okay, so all spiritual sadhana happens at the mental level. But liberation is not an attainment at the mind level. Because liberation is your natural state, Ignorance and knowledge happens at the mental level. Are we clear?
Yeah.
So the mind is full of impressions, subconscious impressions, vasanas. So as long as vasanas and impressions bother him, he feels he's bonded, he is binding. Even if somebody comes and tells him, you are Brahman, you are pure, he will not be able to accept it because mind is cluttered. Understand? So the mind which is cluttered, you have to gradually get rid of the vasanas and impressions, whatever way. So now the mind which is cluttered or full of impressions called manas, mind, which is ignorance, adnana. Light is required, illumination is required for the mind, not for Atma. Right? So that's why the word called enlightenment comes to the picture. Illumination. Illumination is progressive process. Right? Illumination is you are trying to get rid of some vasana, some impressions, you are doing self-enquiry, you are doing service. The mind is progressively from darkness, and mind is reducing progressively. But it's not fully gone because still mind is there. Ignorance is there. Root ignorance that I am the body is there.
Yeah.
So this whole process is called sadhana, spiritual sadhana. Where mind is becoming illuminated. Illuminations come to the mind. That's why it's called enlightenment. But the problem is, still you are not getting a relief because you are still, let's say, I am the body concept is there. Still the ignorance is there. Progressively, mind is getting illuminated. A person with spiritual sadhana starts feeling relief from his suffering, not fully, partially.
Yes.
Progressively starts feeling relief. So that progressive relief is called as fire, F-I-R-E. Fire means we have mental agitation, mental turmoil is there, which is causing suffering. The frequency of that comes down. It's called F. Then intensity comes down. Intensity of anger, intensity of emotional disturbance comes down. Okay. Then recovery happens faster. Earlier he used to be angry for 1 month. Now he become angry 5 minutes. So progressively his suffering comes down. It doesn't go fully. So this is the process of illumination. Okay. It's called enlightenment. It's a process in that sense.
Okay.
In that process of enlightenment, progressive liberation is also happening. Progressively, you are getting rid of some of the vasanas and impressions. Both enlightenment liberation is progressive in that sense. Okay. But it doesn't give full relief. It starts giving partial relief. You are getting out of the disease, not full relief. Right? And also you start developing some good qualities. Calmness of the mind, what you call shama, dama, titiksha, uparati, shraddha, samadhan, all those things you develop. But still, the problem persists because the root of the problem is not gone. The root of the problem is called mind. Mind is your sense of separation, sense of identity. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. That's the root thought. Okay. So that I call as, but the root thought will drop when you realize you are not the body, mind, intellect very clearly. Not at the concept level. Very clear recognition is called aparoksha dnana. Aparoksha dnana, many people call it as an enlightenment, as an event. Enlightenment is a process and enlightenment is an event.
Okay. The
day you recognize, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm that day, your mind, you become calmness, you become peace. You don't get peace, you recognize I am the peace. Right? So that people call it enlightenment as an event, but enlightenment is a process. Progressive illumination. Are you clear?
Yes.
So then liberation is also a process because vasanas are getting gradually gone. But when the root vasana called I am the body is gone, suddenly you get relief. Then you will not get liberation. You recognize my nature is liberation. I am already liberated.
Okay.
Right? So when enlightenment happens, you understand all these days I was wrongly under the impression that I am the body. So your ignorance is gone in enlightenment. In liberation, you will not get liberation. You will understand I am already free.
Okay.
Right? So now these two events are different. They are same. The day you recognize I am not the body, mind, also you recognize that I am already liberated. But before that happens, there's a progressive relief is happening. It's not a permanent relief. It's a progressive relief.
Yeah. Just like the
Progressively,
ripening of the fruit. Yeah.
sorry?
Just like the ripening of the fruit. It's a progressive thing.
Progressively happening. It's like a ripening of fruit. In reality, okay, you are already liberated, already free. But because of a load of vasanas, impressions, we are not able to recognize that. So that's where ripening happens. Progressively develop some spiritual qualities. Shama, Dama, Titisha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana. You do service, Seva. You do Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. So this will gradually ripen you. And you develop some of the qualities. Qualities of the enlightened. They're called Sthita Prajna Lakshana. Dukeshu Anadigmanaha, Sukeshu Vigataspraha, Vetaraga, Bhayakrodha, Sthitari Muniruchate. Not getting depressed when sorrow is there. Not getting elated when joy is there. Attraction, repulsion is not there. Fear is not there. These are the qualities of the enlightened. But in the process of liberation, in the process of enlightenment, you are developing these qualities progressively. Let's say your enlightenment is 100%, you will start becoming 40%, 50%, 30%, like that, progressively.
Yes.
The day your ignorance is dropped, you are fully established. You are actually, in the normal English language, it's called enlightened. In Sanskrit, it's called aparoksha jnana. The aparoksha jnana is to recognize I don't need any sadhana. I am already free. Out of ignorance, I was thinking that I am the bound. So that understanding very clearly comes in. So that time, what happened? Parashanti or supreme peace he will attain. It's called Parashantim Adhigachati. He will attain supreme peace, transcendental peace. It's not immanent peace. So we'll be peaceful in life. If my son gets a good mark, get a good job, I'll become peaceful. They are called temporary. But Parashanti is my nature. I am of the nature of peace. I am of the nature of light, Atma Jyoti. I am of the nature of freedom. So that recognition happens. If my nature is freedom, my nature is peace, I will not get it or lose it. Are you clear?
Yes. Thank you.
Does it answer your question or any doubt?
No, thanks. It's very clear, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, because see, these words are very, very confusingly used in literature. Right? Aparoksha jnana is sudden. When you recognize your true nature, it's aparoksha jnana. In time, it's an event. Okay? But really, it's not an event for the person who has recognized it. The way I'll tell you, somebody is dreaming that he is terrorized, he is kidnapped by thieves, and he is being tortured. Then he wakes up. Okay? So he's in the dream in 7th of February, the policemen come. Then he wakes up. So in the dream on 7th of February, this event happened. But the person who was woken up, he says it's non-event because there was no thieves at all. So in the similar way, a person who is enlightened or liberated, enlightenment or liberation is not an event for him. It's not an event for him. He has woken up.
Yes.
And everything happened in the dream world. For the sake of people who are in the dream, you can say on 7th day, I got enlightened. Something like that you can say. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any
Thank
questions about this question? Any follow-up question on enlightenment and liberation? It's all popular questions.
Guruji, one question.
Yes, I knew. Okay, ask.
No, Guruji, you said the concept, I am not the body.
Who is asking?
This is Mansa.
Mansa, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Guruji. So you said the concept, I am not the body, will become a recognition, and that's when you're enlightened. Like the ripening fruit will suddenly fall down.
No, it has to happen. It has to happen. I'm not the body is negation. Right? Recognition, who am I, is the positive thing. Both have to happen.
Okay.
Right?
But how will the concept become a recognition? Like, is it again Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and self-enquiry?
It is always Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa and Seva. Nothing else. There's no other secret formula.
Okay.
The secret formula here is also there. Secret formula is, Shiva says in Shiva Sutra, Gurureva Upayaha. The Guru is the technique. In the sense, if you are good luck, good fortune, you come across a really enlightened master, then what was complicated appears so simple. Because the life of the enlightened master is his teaching. His life and teaching will give clarity of who am I. Otherwise, it will be more of a still a knowledge picked up from concept, picked up from books or some listening. Does it answer your question?
Yes, Guruji.
Does it solve your problem?
It is actually true, Guruji, because I've been reading this a lot, but ever since you are talking to me over the last few days, so many things are just clear suddenly. And if I go back, it is what I've been reading, and I am like, why? I can't explain how, but it is the same thing that I'm reading, but it is making much more sense now. So
Correct.
thank you. Definitely agree.
Okay, very good. Anybody else, any questions? So popular question of enlightenment liberation, is it answered? I'm sure somebody will have some question again. The karma, dharma, enlightenment liberation are all popular questions. Yes, Vasagi.
Mind is required till the level of liberation. After that, it is who am I is the only thing. Guruji.
See, the mind
Mind
after
is
enlightenment is no mind. So now your question is, mind is required till enlightenment is the question,
yes, Guruji.
right? Is it a question?
Yes, Guruji.
So I'll give you an example. Manonasha. So manonasha means not destruction of the mind. Please understand. Manonasha means destruction of the ignorance in the mind. Okay. So now let me give an example. Have you seen coconut? Coconut fresh from the tree. There's a husk there, right? Big husk is there, right?
Huh.
Okay. So now, is that husk required for the coconut? When you bring the coconut, you remove the husk. Then what is their shell? Correct? Then you break the coconut and white kernel is there. So now, this husk, there's a shell and coconut. Why husk and shell is there for the coconut?
Protection.
The coconut, the white kernel, right? It will be destroyed by the insects if the husk and shell is not there. It is given as a protective mechanism. That protective mechanism is no longer required when the coconut has to sprout into a tree. The coconut falls into a ground, and after some time, the outer shell, the shell breaks. From inside, the tree sprouts. For creating another tree, the outer shell is required. After that, its job is over. Right?
Yes.
Similarly, as innocent beings, we need to be protected till a point of time we are ready for maturity of jnana.
Yes, yes. Okay.
That's where the ego coating is there. When jiva has to become divine and jiva has to become jivan mukta, that is called sprouting. Then the shell has to break. The ego is the shell. The mind and ego I am using synonymously. Ego is the shell which is given to you so that you experience life, difficulties in life, learn from it, and you are ready to sprout. That time this shell has to break. Are you clear?
Yes, Guruji. Yes.
Till that point is required. Otherwise, what will happen? Your life will be very dangerous. Right? You will not be able to survive.
Okay.
Understand? See, imagine you are a child and no ego. Then people will exploit you. The society will exploit you. And you have not developed the maturity to understand jnana. So till you get a maturity to understand jnana, ego is required as a protective mechanism. You have to go through rough and tumble of life. joy and suffering of life, then you will be able to mature to understand what I am really and come out of that. So that time ego has to break. Right? So that's why when you go to temple, every time you offer a coconut. Break in the coconut. We take 5 bananas and break a coconut. It has become a ritual. What we are doing is 5 bananas. We are saying, God, I have done karma that I am offering to you. And I am breaking the ego. Ego has to be broken to get the white kernel inside, to get Atma Dana. That's the symbolism we go to temple. Every day when you go to temple, we are actually seeking enlightenment. But we just break the coconut, take prasadam and come back.
Okay.
So now when mind becomes no mind, don't think the mind will disappear. How will a Gnani function? Right? He will not become an idiot or a blank or anything. No mind means there was no mind earlier also. What the concept was there? No mind means ignorance in the mind is gone. When the ignorance in the mind is gone, mind is Brahman only, mind is Atma only. So the mind was causing a sense of separation from the world. Mind was causing a sense of separation from I am separate entity. So that concept is gone. Then what you realize is everything is Brahman, including the mind, what you call so-called mind is Brahman. It was Brahman, mind was Brahman earlier also. In your ignorance, you didn't know. That's all. So Gnani is a, sorry?
Manonasha is also an illusion, Guruji.
What is it?
Manonasha is also an illusion.
No. See, there, any point of time, there's only Brahman.
Yes.
So Brahman has not become anything, but Brahman appears to become something, appears to be. So the appearance you start taking as real, then you have a problem. Then when you understand appearance is false, they are free. Right? For example, rope appeared as a snake. When you see the rope as a snake, you are afraid, scared, heartbeat, pulsations, palpitation stops. Then when you understand it is not a rope, it's not a snake, but it's rope, then your fear is gone. But it still appears like a snake only. Right? Appearance of Brahman as a world is not a problem. Appearance of Brahman as a body is not a problem. Appearance of Brahman as a mind is not a problem. But thinking that body, mind, and world are real is a problem. So that reality is gone. It is like wave, water appears as a wave. There's nothing called wave, it's only water. But wave starts thinking I'm separate. Earlier also is water, now also is water. But when wave understands I am water only, nothing new is gained, but only wrong understanding is lost. No mind means your wrong understanding about life is gone. Any questions?
Understood, Guruji.
So next time when you go to temple and offer the coconut, really break your coconut. Where's the question? I have a question. Okay, here's a question. What is the question?
So you always give an example of gold, jewelry, chain. So chain is made up of gold, jewelry is made up of gold, but gold is not jewelry. So I understand the concept, but in this case, gold is there, and you take some part of gold and you make jewelry, chain, everything. And there's no connectivity between them. You take them out and you have a duality.
Okay. So what is the question?
So comparing that to Brahman, if we are making bodies, it means we have Brahman. We're taking something out and we're making it.
Okay. So the question being asked is, I give the example of gold, chain, ring, and necklace. So gold is equivalent of Brahman here. Chain and ring and necklace is equivalent of what we call as bodies, individuals. So she's saying, in case of gold, I am taking gold, okay, and I'm making chain, I'm separating. So same thing happens in Brahman also. Something is separating from Brahman. Now, analogy you have to take it as an indicator. Don't take analogy to extremes. right? So now you said you separate gold from the necklace, you have taken out gold and made necklace. Now remove gold from necklace if you have taken out from gold. So necklace is gold only. You may have physically appeared to be separated, but necklace is gold only. If you try to remove gold from necklace, there's no necklace. So you conceptually removed from gold, but really gold is already there in necklace. Similarly, conceptually, everything appears to be separate from Brahman, but Brahman is there already in everything what you do. So, any questions for anybody? Enlightenment liberation? Everybody is silent. Everybody is in no mind state. So, what do I do?